Yes, you can study 60% of SBILL within 30 days, and also this can help you to score 70 plus marks in this particular subject. SBILL is the easiest subject in CS executive program. You should make sure that you score 70 plus. Whatever subject is easy, make sure you score 70 plus. That is when, even if some other subject is difficult for you, even if you score 40 to 50 marks in the other subject, overall you can pass the exam. In this video, I will tell you in detail how you can finish 60% of SBILL within 30 days if you follow my formula step by step. Just in case you don't know me, I am Company Secretary Alok. I have been teaching at Ekcel Academy and I'm a practicing Company Secretary. I first made a video about how to study generally Company Secretary subjects, that is 60% syllabus within 30 days. And all of you asked me, sir, please make detailed video for every subject. I did it for company law, and our Ekcel Academy faculty Swati ma'am is going to do it even for SLCM, CMSL. And now in this video we will study about SBILL, how we can finish 60% syllabus within just 30 days. So very first important thing is you need to do the important chapters, the weightage analysis. In my first video, you can go back and look it in our channel. I made a general thing about why you should do the weightage, how do you do the weightage, and I gave general instructions. But you guys told me we want you to do for every single subject. So that is what we'll be doing, how we do the weightage analysis. The first important thing you should understand is the syllabus. So this is the syllabus, correct? So in our SBILL, setting up of business, industrial and labor law. So this is the name of the subject. We have part 1 or what I call part A, and part 2 or what I call part B. So in part A we have 13 chapters, and in part B we have totally 7 chapters, correct? So 14 to 20 we are having 7 chapters. So I am going to tell you just 8 chapters which is going to give you maximum marks in the part 1, and just 4 chapters in part 2. Part 2 is very easy, it is not very difficult, but let us get into it. So how do you do the weightage analysis? So this is one thing. So this is the scanner, this is the scanner, the Suchita Prakashan scanner, Taxman scanner, different scanners are there. This scanner will give you an idea, and I repeat, scanner is only for questions. Please don't study answers from scanner. The answer should be studied from your ICSI module or the notes you get at the academy, or any other material which is more exhaustive. Anything shortcut will cut short your journey. So the scanner gives you a general idea of which are the chapters which is getting maximum marks in question paper in the previous years. That will give you one idea. So you can have a look at the scanner, understand which chapters is giving how many marks. And the next important thing is, I've told you in the company law video also, I repeat, you need to spend 2 hours. You have a 2 hours job. Analyze the question paper yourself. See, the easy thing is looking at scanner, that's nothing wrong. But when you look at the question paper yourself by giving this 2 hours, you will be surprised how much you will learn. Please do this exercise. 2 hours is definitely possible. Without your knowledge, you're wasting so much time on the Instagram reels. And especially about this SBILL, I repeat, I told you again, why it becomes so important is that in SBILL you should score 70 plus marks. Simple. Why? This is an easy subject. Definitely yes, compared to company law, compared to JIGL, compared to all the other subjects. You have accountancy, you have taxation, you have ECIPL, you have CMSL, you have all these subjects in CS executive program, correct? Easiest is this subject. So when it is easy, you must score 70 plus marks. That is the best way to pass the exam, because there may be some subject difficult for you which you will score only 40 or 45 marks. Still it is good for you. Okay. So going forward in SBILL CS executive program, which are the chapters which is important? But before telling which are the chapter important, I tell this disclaimer in every video. What is that? You must study 100%. You tell, sir, what sir? You told I will tell you only 60% syllabus and you will get 70 plus marks, and you are telling us that you have to study 100%. Yes, I tell this every time. I'll tell you why. There is a reason. I don't tell you simply, I repeat it. At the cost of repetition, in every video I have told, I repeat it. For example, you have a question number 4. So in question number 4, you will have 4 sub questions. Okay. let us say each question is for 5 marks. So this is a 20 marks question. Question number 4 is 20 marks. You have 4 sub questions A, B, C and D, 5 marks each. The problem is you will get question number 1 from chapter 3, this will come from chapter 8, this will come from chapter 11, this will come from chapter 13, right? So now if you have left chapter 11, oh it's not so important, as per old question paper very less marks is there, let me not study it. You can't do that. So what I'm telling you is, first you study 60% in 30 days. First you have to study 60% in 30 days. So more than 70 marks will come from there itself, and if you are perfect in that, that is great. But after this 30 days, you must study the balance 40%. You cannot escape. The balance 40% is something you have to study, and that is my disclaimer. So SBILL, what is the weightage which we are having? Let us directly get into it. Part A. So part A, as you can see on the screen, the important chapters are something you need to focus on. This is what we call as the 60%. This is the 60% syllabus which gives maximum marks, correct? There are 8 chapters. So the first one is chapter 13, various initial registration. It's a very big chapter, and yes, you get marks from that chapter every question paper. Next is lesson number 8, financial services organization. Next comes the second lesson, corporate entities, companies, and then comes the fourth one, which is lesson number 9, business collaborations. Based on the previous 8 to 10 papers, these are the important chapters. Plus, I told you there are 8 chapters, right? Next we are having lesson 4, startups. Next we are having lesson 7, non-corporate entity. Next we have limited liability partnership, and then finally lesson number 1, selection of business organization. So this is based on the marks. So this order is based on the marks. You don't have to study in this order, but I'll tell you which order to study. I told you, 60% syllabus. So the first part of the video I'm telling you what is 60% syllabus. Next I will tell you how you can study in 30 days. Week by week plan I'm going to tell you. Please stick around till the end of the video. So now you know that the 60% of the syllabus is these 8 chapters. And this is what you should do within the 30 days plan I'm telling you for SBILL part 1 and part 2. Next, after the important chapters in SBILL, after 30 days, after the 30 days you should do this. Like I told you, you cannot leave anything. The 40% is after, because 100% you have to study and you have to attempt for 100 marks in exam, and SBILL is a scoring subject. So please make sure you study well. So MSME, conversion of business entities, setting up of business outside India, identifying laws applicable to various industries, and setting up of branch office, license office, wholly owned subsidiary. So these are the 40% importance in terms of the marks. For exam 100% is important, but first let us complete 60%, let us get confident, then we can go to this 40%. And this 40% you have to do after the 30 days. So in my plan this is not there, but after the 30 days please make your own plan for 40%. Don't tell sir make one video for that also, that much you can do. I have already done a general video for company law, Swati ma'am will do for CMSL, and I'm again doing this for SBILL. So please ensure that you also do some work. Next we come to part 2 or part B, that is industrial and labor law. Here there is nothing great for me to do analysis. It is a no-brainer. What is that 60% which is important, which gives maximum marks? It's a no-brainer. Chapter 16, 17, 18 and 19. That is the core. Law of welfare and working condition, law of industrial relation, law of wages and social security legislation. So this is what is important for us to understand, the 60%. So part B, important chapters, right? Now in part B there are 7 chapters. So after the important chapter, I repeat, even in company law video I never said this chapter is not important. I said you have to study 100%, but after the important chapters and after that 30 days you can study. So the 30 days plan is this video. So lesson number 20, 14 and 17. So these are, sorry, 15 actually, this is not 17. Lesson number 15, evaluation of labor legislation and need for labor code. So 14, 15 and 20 is after important chapters, and 16, 17, 18, 19 is the important chapters for us to understand. So now, okay sir, very good, you told us that you need to do the weightage analysis. I told you you can refer scanner, but you should do your own analysis, correct? Then I told you, based on my analysis, these are the important chapters. 8 chapters in part 1 and 4 chapters in part B. This will give you more than 70 marks, sometimes 80 marks in the exam. Okay. And after that, you must study the rest of the chapters because you need to attempt 100 marks. Next question is, okay, 60% in 30 days. How are we going to study? This is the big question, correct? How are you going to study? And that is what we are going to do now. And like I told you in the company law also, in that video you can watch. If you have watched that, very quickly I'll tell you. My assumption is, if you are a full-time student, so because you'll tell, sir, 30 days, how are we going to study 60%? Are you simply telling, or is it really possible? My students have done it. Go ask all my success story students. Go see in Ekcel Academy YouTube channel, we have more than 200 students who have given interview for success story. Thousands of students have passed from Ekcel Academy, but in interview we have done about 200 interviews. Just go and see all of them. Everybody has told that. First, when you do this, you get confidence. Then you can go ahead with the other studies. So in these 30 days, my assumption is, how many hours you are studying every day? 8 to 10. You cannot tell, sir, I am studying only 2 hours per day. I will finish 60% in 30 days. I am telling you that is not possible. Okay. So if you study 8 to 10 hours a day, only then it is possible. Let us be realistic. I should not tell you something which is not possible, right? You are efficient in your studies. You are using Pomodoro technique. You are revising regularly. These are the things you need to do along with studying 8 to 10 hours a day. Only studying is no use. Revision is important. You are not touching the book for the first time. You need to take test and mock exam. Be ready to fail. That means every day be ready to fail. You pass in the CS exam. So today not understanding something is failure, but reading again and understanding is success. Correct? So never be scared about not understanding, getting scared. No, it is okay to fail every day, but we should pass in CS exam. Correct? That should be the thought which you should have. So this is my assumption if you want to study. So the 30 days plan, what you are waiting for is over here. So week 1, the first important thing which I have planned is, in SBILL, my plan for you is, you finish the part 1 or part A, whatever you want to call it, and then go to part B, because it is little different. See, in Companies Act and in company law, which I told you, I gave you part 1 and part 2 together for studies, correct? In my plan, go watch that video, you'll understand. But here I'm finishing because they're unconnected. Part B is completely labor law, industrial labor law. Part A is completely setting up of business, and little bit of company law is also there in this part A, part 1. So I want you to first finish in the first few weeks. First 3 weeks you can finish part 1. Be very perfect there. Then last 10 days, because it is 30 days plan, last 10 days you have for the part 2. So what I'm giving you, you don't have to listen to me, but if you do this, you will get results, because my students have got results. Correct? If you join Ekcel Academy, definitely you will get result. But even if you just watch this video and implement it, you will get result. Of course, in Ekcel Academy, if you join, will help you to get disciplined, will help you to study, will help you with personal mentorship, will help you with one-to-one calls, will help you with daily quiz, weekly test with correction, mock exam, personal mentorship, what we call, that will help you. But if you feel, no sir, I'll do on my own, please do on your own just by watching this video. Correct? Discipline is what is missing, because you're studying at home. But if you join us, you'll get the discipline, you'll study, you'll pass, you'll become a company secretary. So coming back over here, week 1, I'm giving you lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3 in the order you study. If you study this will give you a good foundation for the others. So these are the 3 lessons you can become perfect in the first week. You can actually also study lesson 4 if you have time, but I am imagining that first week let it be little light, you get used to it. Then in the week 2 you have lesson number 4, startup, lesson number 5, non-corporate entities, and lesson number 8, financial services organization. So this is the second week which you can study, and I'm telling you, this is the easiest subject in entire executive, easiest subject. So don't miss it. Next we come to week number 3. In week number 3, we'll tell what's are only 2 lessons, but you know very well, various initial registration license, it is so huge. It's a very big chapter. So business collaboration and lesson 13 you can do in the week number 3. So this way you have finished the entire 60% syllabus of part 1 or part A, whatever you want to call it. Next, you still have 10 days. In our 30 days plan, you still have 10 days. So in the 10 days is where you can go to the ILL, Industrial Labor Law. You finish setting up of business here. SB, ILL, you come to the 4th week, 10 days. Last week you have 10 days because it's a 30 days plan to finish 60% syllabus. And here, as I told you, it is nothing great which I'm telling you. This is the easy part. Everyone knows there are 7 chapters, 3 are not so important. These 4 has the bulk. That is 16, 17, 18 and 19. So you can have a look at it. So this is what you can do in 10 days. So if you tell, sir, really is it possible, sir? Of course it is possible. See, now just till 10 days you are studying for 10 hours a day. 80 hours it becomes. No, sir, I'm studying only 8 hours. Okay, 80 hours, still it is not bad. So when you look at it, even if you study 80 hours only in 10 days, means every day 8 hours. In 10 days you're studying 80 hours. Average you're getting 20 hours. Yeah, 20 hours is a lot of time. You can study even if you're touching the book first time. But my assumption is most of you have done some reading, some understanding, some basics, you know. So for you guys, this will be even better. Even if you study only 8 hours a day. You'll tell, what sir, only 8 hours? Of course, because here you have 24 hours a day. In 24 hours, 16 hours you do whatever you want. 16 hours you sleep, you enjoy, you watch Instagram, you run, you do whatever you want. Yeah. Please do whatever you want. 16 hours, enjoy. Of course, you have to sleep, get ready, eat, everything. In the 8 hours, if you can't even study 8 hours as a full-time student, you can't do anything in life. You go to any job, I've told this to you, go to any job is 8 to 10 hours a day, any job, any field, correct? So if you're a student today, that is your job to study. Your job today is to study. So you have to study 8 hours a day. If you study 8 hours a day, you're getting, for example, here you're getting 10 days, 80 hours. That means 20 hours per chapter, which is more than enough if you really can put in this time. So this is the 4-week 30 days plan. And what should you study from? ICSA book, the coaching material. If you come to Ekcel, we give our material. You go to some other academy, they give their material. Study that, study whatever is comfortable. If you tell, no sir, I'll buy some private textbook, okay. But please keep, this is the main book, because ICSA gives the question paper. Nobody else gives. So study their book. Then you have the old question papers. The scanner just to know the weightage, okay. I've seen a mistake students do. Please don't do this mistake. Don't study answers from scanner. I'm not saying answers are bad. It's very short. Scanner answers are not bad, but it's very short and that's not enough. And you'll never understand the concepts. If you really want to understand concept, you need to know the subject in depth. You need to know the concept. You have to learn. And I've told you 1,000 times, learning happens at the edge of discomfort. Learning is not fun and enjoyable. You can make learning fun, but learning is not easy. Anything you want to learn, you want to learn how to play some musical instrument, you want to learn accounts, you want to learn company law, you want to learn how to cycle, swimming, everything is difficult. Learning is difficult, but you can make the process fun. That is different. But learning is hard. It takes time, a lot of cognitive pressure on your brain. Lot of cognitive thinking. It's okay, no problem. So old question papers, scanner, Bayer Act, this is what. So scanner is just to know weightage and what kind of questions they're asking. Don't read answers. Bayer Act for company law, because some chapters are there related to company law, like conversion of business entities and all that. So study that and have a accountability partner. So like I told you, if you join Ekcel Academy, you will get accountability partner. You'll get a personal mentor. We have something called student success team. Our job is to make you pass, and you get discipline. The main problem in online education is students don't have discipline. See, in face-to-face class, or some teacher is there, they're watching you, the teacher is looking at you and you'll be focused. But in online, it is recorded or live class, but you're in different places. Teacher is somewhere, you're somewhere. So there's no discipline. To bring discipline, we have the daily quizzes, the weekly test with correction, mock exam, personal mentorship. Then we have mentorship task, correct? We ensure we have WhatsApp groups. We constantly communicate. We have weekly calls where I also come. So all this you will have if you join Ekcel Academy. Okay. So have this as the resources, and finally the technique. So I told you what is the weightage, what are the important chapters, what is the 30-day plan, week by week what you should study. Even if you study 8 hours a day, you can easily do it. I have given you the proof. Now comes the technique. For the technique part, I will not explain in detail. You can go to my company law video where I've explained in complete detail. Even in the first video which I've made a detailed analysis of how you should study. So use the timetable, have a Pomodoro technique to study. Study 25 minutes, take 5 minutes break, correct? Spaced revision, revise regularly in simple words. Time boxing, manage your time. You should know what you're doing tomorrow. Today only you should tell morning 10 a.m. to 11 I'm doing this, 11 to 12 I'm doing this. Write it in your calendar, write it in your book and follow that strictly. And you need discipline, get an accountability partner or join Ekcel Academy. Write one answer every day and take at least one mock exam for 100 marks. So these are the techniques. So quickly, if you have to go, I will look at this video from starting, correct? So I told you in clear, we can study in 30 days, correct? This is the entire syllabus. So 8 chapters here, 4 chapters here, which you need to study. Weightage, and I gave you the disclaimer. I gave you the actual list of chapters, 4 plus 4, 8 chapters in part 1, and these are the after 30 days you should study this. Then here the 4 chapters in part 2, later you study this, but study 100%. Then 60% in 30 days. The plan I gave you, week wise plan, correct, resources, and also the technique to study. So the technique here, you can please refer my company law video where I've told you how to finish 60% in 30 days for company law. So finally, I want to leave you with this thought. Behind every struggle, there is a story of strength. The tears, the frustration and doubts are all part of the journey. If you are feeling frustrated, doubtful, it is normal. It's part of the journey. You are not alone. All of us have gone through this, even me. When I was studying, we go through all this frustration. We go through all this irritation and lack of self-belief. It happens to all of us. But please keep going, because you are closer to your success than what you think. You're closer there because you're moving ahead every day. You will get that success. It is not easy, but work hard and you are going to definitely pass. Thank you very much. This was the video how to study 60% of SBILL within 30 days. For more such videos, please do subscribe and let me know in the comments what you felt about this video. Thank you.